All right, everybody, here we are. Suge Made the Mooney, episode 55, aka
Double nickel. I didn't even know about like the Jordan against the Knicks double nickel. Where I first heard that term when I was in high school. Um, he who shall not be named, formerly of the show, he could attest to this if we were talking. But there was a like in our high school, you couldn't get below a 55.
Mm.
But it's the lowest possible grade a teacher could give you for like the term or the period or whatever. So I had this one Catholic brother math teacher my freshman year, and he used to always say like if you missed like a test, whatever, like you get like you didn't have like a makeup test. Like if you missed school that day, like you wouldn't get a makeup test, you would just get an automatic 55. But the way he said it, he would be like, "You miss a test, what do you get?" Like he'd start off. He was like, "This is your first math lesson. You miss a test, what do you get?" 5 5 double nickel, and I swear I heard the term double nickel.
episode 55. Here we are. It's June 4th afternoon. We're in the middle of a shower thunderstorm. Luckily, we weren't recording about an hour ago. I would have blown out my microphone by screaming and shrieking. It was so loud. But it's Friday, June 4th, 2021. I'm here with Suge. Suge, how you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better than a lot of Nick fans are feeling. Like I have the same feeling um today as I had after like the Yankees lost the 2017 ALCS. Like I feel like the future is bright for my Knicks. As you can see, I'm wearing my shirt. Shout out to Knicks Illustrator. A follower of mine on Twitter. I follow him also. It makes like these nice sketches, pertaining to the Knicks. So he also sells them. So for those who can't see, I'm wearing a shirt and it has Tom Thibodeau, you can see that, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett on the bottom, and it says "We're not done." We are the New York Knicks, and we're not done, and that's how I feel. I feel a lot more confident in our front office with the Knicks here in 2021 than I've been shown by the Yankees front office since 2017. So the future is bright. We're not done, like the shirt says.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It has that great comic book style that I'm really into.
And you got a shirt too, right?
I don't want to brag, but yesterday in the mail, I got a nondescript package in the mail, and I opened it up, and I ripped it up and tore it open, and I lifted. It's two of my. I'm a wannabe talk show host, so I got Johnny Carson and David Letterman, and it's not just a normal photo of them. It's when Johnny Carson's talking to David Letterman in L.A. on the Tonight Show after Jay Leno was given pretty much like the reins to the next generation. He's going to be the next host. So Letterman and him were like busting each other's balls. So and it's of course it's from Suge, so
Yeah.
my partner in crime, and it's real awesome. It's an awesome shot, and wearing it with pride. You can go back and watch the YouTube episode of us. It's entitled Talk Show on YouTube, and it's me about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doing my own talk show at night, recording it on a huge ass camcorder, and here I am doing it again. It was just a random gift. It's actually my birthday, and I don't want to say I don't want to. I'm trying not to celebrate, but it was a great gift that made me smile.
Yeah, it had a little inscription or a little message in it.
Where?
It should have came with it.
Oh, I didn't get it.
It should have came with it. Well, I guess it didn't come through, but what it did say was something along the lines of, I don't know which one is which, but one of these days this is gonna be me and you.
Ah, see, all right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look for it. Maybe it popped out, and I'm gonna I'll start to read it, and then I'll do my best performance and get choked up. Okay, we'll be right back. You turn the channel. We'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
watching. I was watching the history of late night
mm-hmm.
documentary on CNN. CNN's doing a great job with documentaries. They had a couple weeks ago. They had the People versus the KKK, which was about a lynching that actually took place in like the early '80s,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
where the mother of the victim actually sued the Ku Klux Klan and actually won money, but the Ku Klux Klan didn't have any money, so she actually won like their property. So
Mm.
it's like a 4-part series. I'm pretty sure if you got cable, you go on demand, you could look at it. Another series, um, History of Late Night, where it talks about how, like, when TV first came out and they had, basically static
Mm-hmm.
after like 11, so they decided to start, they it always comes down to money. They realized that you could sell like ad space or advertise stuff during the show then, so that's how the Tonight Show came to be. And as of today, they have like so many different late night shows. You got the Tonight Show, currently with Jimmy Fallon. You got Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is my personal favorite. You have the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. You have the Late Show with Jim Corden. Um, you got Late Night with Seth Meyers, which was
Mm.
actually the show that David Letterman started off on,
True.
and then passed that on to Conan O'Brien. Conan passed that on to
Fallon.
no
No. Well, I
yeah,
don't want
it
to get
was
into.
Fallon. It was
Yeah, and
Fallon. It was
then
Fallon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a whole controversy because there's a great book too about the late shift. It's about this moment in time, early
They
'90s.
yeah, the
Yeah,
guy that actually wrote that, he's actually been featured on the
yeah.
documentary.
And they made a sequel, Late Shift 2, basically. And my brother read it. It's about the whole fiasco with Conan. Like, I remember listening on the radio, like on like Z100, going to school, and they were like, "Oh, in 2009, Jay Leno will step down. Conan's going to be the Tonight Show host." Wow, 2009, that's a long time away. I remember I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
hearing it.
and it's
Uh,
funny because I didn't know, like I vaguely knew, because I watched like as we said on here, like I used to watch VH1 and E and watch all of those stuff talking about like the '90s and stuff. So I vaguely knew about the David Letterman, Jay Leno, taking up the mantle of the Tonight Show, and how basically like Jay Leno, like kind of like did some underhanded stuff. But then, me and Mike, we actually grew up and we were like teens or in our early 20s when the whole uh Conan taking over the Tonight Show and Jay Leno not trying to give it up, and then like David Letterman was kind of like the instigator, and
mm,
because he'd have like Conan come on late on the Late Show and talk, they talk shit about Jay Leno, and we basically lived it. So that was like the last week, and I think this week is the finale, and they're gonna talk about the current state of affairs, such as Stephen Colbert taking over for David Letterman. Probably going to talk about the fact that like Craig Ferguson was
mm.
supposed to, he had a clause that he was supposed to take over for David Letterman, and CBS went outside and went and got Stephen Colbert from Comedy Central.
Very underrated. Craig Ferguson, very underrated. I know a lot of people, it was kind of an acquired taste, his style. But he did the thing where you're supposed to do something different. Uh, make your own little, uh, get your own audience and build from that. Which is that actually grew out of Craig Coburn, the former ESPN guy. He did about 3 seasons of it, and he bowed out. And then they had a bunch of celebrity guests try to, fill in for, like a guest spot on the time slot after Letterman. And Craig Ferguson won the thing, and he did that for about 10, yeah, 15 years pretty much. And I started watching it near the end. And it's weird because like it doesn't seem that long ago, but like you had to like watch TV pretty much during this time. Like, oh, what's on at 2 o'clock? Then that would end. Watch like an old movie.
Yeah,
Like we were talking about arachnophobia. That's one of those movies that would pop on like at two at night, and you had nothing else to watch. You would watch like TBS or the movie channels, and talk show was right up there with that. Just that's what I grew up on. Is what
because
we grew up
I
on.
used to be kind of my used to be when I was in high school. I used to be my nightly routine,
Hmm.
and like I would watch like Howard Stern from like 11 o'clock to like 11:30, and then I would flip it and watch like Conan and flip flop between like Conan and Jimmy Kimmel because I like Jimmy Kimmel from the Man Show, and that was like another thing that he was discussing on there too, where he kind of had to like he was saying like I kind of had to be Jimmy Kimmel on Jimmy Kimmel Live and kind of like shake off like the character that I was playing on the Man Show, and I thought it was like interesting. But yeah, watch those. It's 4 parts have been out already. The finale's this Sunday night. Um, but all our exposition to say
Mm.
this. CNN also had another documentary this past week. Actually, we talk a lot about how the when it comes to black people, they always use entertainers and like athletes to be like the leaders in the black community. That's who they choose to be the leaders. But Russell Westbrook of the Washington Wizards, formerly of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and LeBron James and his buddy and business partner Maverick Carter. Um, both players actually put out documentaries. LeBron on CNN and Russell Westbrook on History Channel, detailing the Tulsa Race Massacre, formerly known as the Tulsa Race Riot, because um, they used to call it a riot to make it seem like it was black people versus white people, when in reality it was the white people terrorizing this black community. So I'll watch both, and then Mike later on watch both, and we're gonna like discuss it because this year was actually the 100th anniversary of it. And it was something I was really like swept under the rug, and I'm glad like it's getting the type of attention that it is now.